President Joe Biden recently confirmed that he's seeking for a second term. It looks like there is a rematch between Joe Biden and Donald Trump for November 2024 US presidential elections. Let's bring in Dr. Satoru Nagao, non-resident fellow at the Hudson Institute. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's start the Global Affairs Insider. What are your thoughts on the re-election of President Biden and former US President Donald Trump?
I'm security expert. View from security is what happened during the Biden administration or what happened during the Trump administration, so we need to check. Long-term policy hasn't changed since the Obama administration, end of Obama administration, Trump administration, Biden administration. Their China policy is same, their security policy is same. For example, just sharing the security burden with the allies, ask the allies to pay more, or share the security burden with the US. This policy is always same. So, but way is different. What President say, tactical differences exist. The strategy is same, tactical situation is different. For example, the President Trump says maybe allies in Japan, the South Korea should pay 5 times, 10 times more, something like that. Or in case of Europe is not now the interest of the United States. Europe should pay 2% of GDP for defense. At the same time, if this country will not pay, America will not support Europe, fight for the Europe, something like that. But long generation withdraw from Europe and Middle East and relocate their American resources to the Indo-Pacific is the same. Obama, Trump, Biden administrations. But when we remember what happened during the Obama administration, Trump administration, Biden administration, what happened are different. Because during the Obama administration, end of the Obama administration, indeed, China and Russia, Russia annexed Crimea, China built artificial island. That had happened after the Obama administration set up the red line in Syria. When Syrian government used chemical weapons, the US will intervene. But even if the Syrian government really used chemical weapons, the US hasn't intervened. Instead of this, the President Putin in Russia suggests something more peaceful resolution in this case, and Obama accepted. So since then, Russia invade eastern Ukraine and annexed Crimea, or China start to build artificial island in South China Sea. That was happened in 2013. So during the Trump administration invited Xi Jinping to the Washington D.C. and during the dinner time, Trump fires 30 missiles to the Syria and informed Xi Jinping, I just launched a missile. After that, Trump administration killed the Soleimani of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. But these are the only military activity Trump decided. So during that time, World War peace. So after that, the Biden administration sworn in since 2021, and since withdraw from Afghanistan, which was a shame for the United States, Russia started to prepare invading Ukraine. And that time, the Biden administration said we will not fight in Ukraine, and Russia really invade Ukraine. And Putin intimidated the United States by nuclear weapon, but the Biden administration said they are afraid of World War III. So, and when the Ukraine asked the United States long-range weapons, counter-offensive operation last year, Biden hesitated to provide these long-range missile or long-range weapons, and this counteroffensive was failed. So Biden administration's support to Ukraine is yes, very important impact to defending operation of Ukraine, but at the same time, Ukraine failure to deter Russia is also caused from the Biden administration policy, and that was both succeeded and failed. And in case of the Middle East, yes, three administration, especially Trump and Obama, Trump, Biden, and withdraw from Middle East, someone need to take charge of the U.S. interest in the Middle East, which is containing Iran and protecting. So, cooperation between Israel and Saudi Arabia. But during the Obama administration, they failed. So when the President Obama visited Saudi Arabia, no one is waiting in the airport, despite U.S. President Obama is the #1 powerful leader of the United States. But people from Saudi Arabia just guessed. They tried to show the stance. So only U.S. ambassador is waiting in the airport. And so because Saudi Arabia want to show their frustration against Obama administration's policy to withdraw from the Middle East. So that's why the Trump administration, President Trump visits Saudi Arabia as the first country and try to respect Saudi. So finally, the nearly end of the Trump administration, they succeed Abraham Accord, the construction, the diplomatic relation between Israel and the UAE and other Arabs. So in the near future, the United States wants Israel establish the diplomatic relation with Saudi Arabia to contain Iran. That is the best situation. But Biden administration sworn in, first thing they have done is imposing sanctions towards Saudi Arabia. Because in 2018, during the Trump administration, they killed a journalist in their consulate in Turkey. And that is a violation of the human rights. And so in 2021, the Biden administration remember what happened in 2018 and imposed sanctions to Saudi Arabia. And in the intervention in Yemen, the Saudi Arabia used American weapon to bomb the civilian. The Americans say that is also not good, and the U.S. Restrict export offensive weapon to the Saudi Arabia because there is a possibility they will use these weapons against Yemen and against the civilian. So Saudi Arabia upset very strongly, and when the oil prices rise, the Biden administration finally visited Saudi Arabia and asked Saudi to increase the production of oil. Saudi agreed and ignored this promise. Why? Because the Saudi-American relation was very bad. Under such kind of situation, long-term relation between the established relation between Israel and Saudi hasn't promoted nearly 3 years under Biden administration. So this kind of relation between Israel and Saudi Arabia, established relation against Iran, is not good for at least 3 actors. Hamas, of course, because if Israel and Saudi Arabia cooperate, there is a possibility people will forget what happened in Palestine. And Iran, this is containing Iran, this is not comfortable. For China, this is not comfortable because withdraw from Europe and Middle East, relocate their resources against China. This is not good for China, of course. So they got 3 years because the Biden administration failure to spend time to establish relation between Israel and Saudi. This country, especially the Hamas, plan the offensive against Israel by spending 2 years. This is enough time to start big operation. That has happened October 7th last year. And now there is no mood to establish relation between Israel and Saudi. So American long-term policy since Obama, Trump, Biden was failure under Biden administration. So last 3 years, what happened is America lost their confidence or their strategy. That has happened. So view from this, if President Biden continue next 4 years, they need to reconstruct this strategy itself because they are failure. They have already disrupted this strategy. Withdraw from Europe, withdraw from Middle East, relocate resources against China in the Indo-Pacific. How to achieve it without strong deterrence of the United States based on strong image of the United States. Now the US image is very failure, declining power, and the world will not become the American-led world or the G2 between US and China. Instead of this, many countries believe that the world will be the multipolar world. Just end of the Obama administration, many people, many experts pointed that the world is becoming the multipolar world because US image was weak. And now the Biden has done the same thing. During the Trump was the president, because many countries worry about Trump's action, because of the potential of the US power, no one talk about multipolar world, because America's potential was very strong. If the crazy guy leads America, that will be disastrous for the world. That is the most concern during the Trump administration. Unpredictable president. So that's why this was the potential of the US power, and Obama and Biden failure to use it, failure to exploit it. America should maintain the strong image to deter many conflicts in the world. And the current government failed. That under such kind of situation, if the next November election choose Biden again, Biden must re-establish the image. If the next November's election will choose Trump, of course, unpredictability, that Trump can use it, exploit it. There's a possibility, temporarily, the world will be more calm. Security situation will improve.
Dr. Satoru Nagao, non-resident fellow at the Hudson Institute, thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is Dr. Reyron del Rosario. That's the Global Affairs Insider. Follow us to our next episode only here in IPDCI News Channel.